Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. We're going to get into something very interesting today. Today, we're going to be talking about two colossal smashes, and we're going to pit them off against each other. This is what we like to call hit versus hit here on Strictly Music, and I'm not going to tease you guys any longer. Today, we're going to be talking about Fantasia's When I See You versus SZA's colossal smash hit, Snooze, and we're going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it. But before we get into it, we have to talk about two things: recency bias and nostalgia. To grade these things evenly, we're going to take recency bias away from SZA's Snooze, and we're going to take nostalgia away from Fantasia's When I See You. And we're going to grade these as objectively as two tracks as we possibly can, even though the history around them and the energy around them has mystified the songs even further. We're going to talk strictly about the tracks. We're going to talk strictly music, only music, and nothing else. So let's get ahead. Let's go ahead and let's get ahead and let's go at it. Let's talk about it. These two tracks, why are they even in the conversation? You may say to yourself, one of these tracks are not even in the conversation. And to that I say these tracks are extraordinarily comparable to each other. They both have two great top tier level R&B artists on them. They're both colossal smashes. But I got Fantasia's When I See You on this one. And I know that's a hot take, but it is what it is. Now, if we're talking about the chorus, I believe Snooze edges out When I See You. I think Snooze has a better chorus, better hook. I think Snooze has better engineering. And I think the instrumental on Snooze also is in a debate for being better. I do believe that Snooze is an overall better sounding track. However, I can say all that and still say that Snooze does not take it. And Snooze does not take it for one reason only. And that is the singing ability of the artist by the name of Fantasia. Her energy and her approach to a track such as When I See You pushes that track leagues and leagues and leagues ahead of Snooze. She got on there and she sung her ass off, and that puts that song on a completely different plateau, in my opinion. If I had to grade it, I would say 10 When I See You, 8 SZA's Snooze. It's not a blowout. It's not a blowout. SZA's approach to Snooze on a track like that, it's called Snooze. It was supposed to be a bit more laid back. I get that. And the fact that it is that laid back and it still commands such prominence. When you sing it, you're almost screaming it. That says a lot to her ability. The production and the engineering also help a lot on that track. I believe it's a better put together track overall. And if you don't agree with that, get in the comments and let me know why you don't agree. But I believe Fantasia's When I See You, her singing ability puts all of those other categories on notice, and it says, sure, you can have better production, sure, you can have a better engineer. As times grew, engineering and the capability of engineers has increased with the times. But that woman can sing. And if nothing else, that's always going to withstand the test of time no matter what. I got When I See You over Snooze. And when people ask, which one do you have? I say Sza Who. But these are two tracks. Two of the tracks. And I will also say maybe Ella Mai's Boot Up, which is also a more recent track, where you can put it on in a function full of men and they'll sing this wholeheartedly. Now let me know. Let me know. Let me know without recency bias. Let me know without nostalgia. If you put these on back to back, and the function right now, which one is ringing out? Talk to me. Which one's getting the most burn? Which one's inciting the crowd the most? If you put these on in a crowd full of 100,000, what's going to happen? Who's shaking the room? Stage versus stage, battle of the bands. You got these two hits on. Who you got? I'm standing with Fantasia When I See You. Because the vocals on that are on a different level. But it's not a wash. It's not a wash. You can go either way on this. I'm letting my opinion be known here on Strictly Music, only music, and nothing else. I'm letting you know at our first episode and our first iteration of Hit versus Hit, Fantasia's When I See You versus SZA's Snooze, I got When I See You. Talk to me and let me know why you got Snooze. Come with some valid points. And talk strictly music, only music, and nothing else. Don't talk recency bias. Don't talk nostalgia. I don't want to hear about all the numbers. When you put this on, how does it make you feel versus when you put that on? Because when it's all said and done, the singing ability of When I See You, it puts it on a different level. It gives it the edge. And you can say, how can you win in all these categories but still lose? If you have a haymaker, you may not have the best defense. You may not have the best bob and weave. You may not have the best corner. You may not have the best crowd control. You may not be able to sell as much tickets. But when this connects, you're going to sleep. And that's what it is with these two tracks. You can have every other angle sewed up, but when I get this mic in my hand, I'm going to sing. And it's hard to stand the gravity of Fantasia when she's singing in the way that she's singing on When I See You. But Snooze is still a hit. I can't snooze. SZA still sings. Which means it's even more to be said about Fantasia because SZA can still sing her ass off. This is just a different level of gravity when you put When I See You on. She's almost screaming from the inside of her soul and her being. And it's not a physical or a verbal volume that I'm referring to. It's an energy. The energy on this, every single word hits you. These hits hurt. And if we're talking hit versus hit, which we are currently doing, these hits hurt when they're coming from Fantasia. They hit hard. And SZA also hits, but it just not as hard. Them bullets burn. Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. Fantasia's When I See You versus SZA Snooze. Get in the comments and let me know what you think. Let me know why I'm wrong or let me know why I'm right. And play both of these tracks back to back before you get at me. Don't come here half-cocked. Play both of these tracks back to back before you get at me, and then come talk to me and let me know something. But as of right now, on our first iteration of Hit versus Hit, I got Fantasia's When I See You over SZA Snooze. Get at me, dog. Strictly music, only music, and nothing else. I say Sza Who. That's what I say.